So what's that you say? You want it all and you want it now? You want a nice, thoroughly modern sport bike that delivers track-ready handling without folding you in two. And you want an Instagrammable MotoGP silhouette racer with plenty of real-world power, enough to put a smile on your face, without scaring the bejeebers out of you and your bank's loan officer. Man, you must be dreaming. But wait, hang on. Actually, Yamaha's all-new R7 may just be what you're looking for. Built around Yamaha's super popular MT-07 parallel twin power plant, only now with assist and slipper clutch. This R7 also comes with such goodies as a fully adjustable upside-down fork, featuring new radially mounted 4-piston front brake calipers, fed by a 16mm Brembo master cylinder. The entire lightweight 188-kilo package runs on 10-spoke wheels and sticky 17-inch rubber, while up top, the 4.5 color pod keeps track of all the business. So how does Yamaha's new R7 work out in the real world? Is it your dream come true? Well, let's ask this week's guest rider, Chris Chapelle. You know, Chris, this is Yamaha's all-new R7. It's been much anticipated. Like a lot of motorcycles, delayed due to COVID. It's finally here. It's an important motorcycle for the company. I'm impressed by just my first look at it. What did you think when you saw it?
Well, when you're so used to the Yamaha blue and then you see this black, and it looks a lot like a MotoGP bike, so it really stands out. I quite like the looks of it right away.
Yeah, like a really tight, light package, right?
Yep.
But it's all about the motor, and this 700cc parallel twin from Yamaha, it's well sorted. They've used it in other platforms. What did you think of the engine?
Well, this was really good. It's one of the easiest bikes I have ever ridden. You know, the motor, the twin, works really well.
Yep.
You know, not a lot of horsepower, but you don't need it in this bike because it doesn't weigh a lot.
Yeah.
And the narrow design made it nimble. The handling was really good. Really nice, comfortable bike.
Yeah, it's got a nice rumble to it, but it's quiet, right?
Well, I noticed that when I started up idling, just a neat little rumble, kind of like an R1 a little bit, but then at speed today, I could barely hear it. It was really quiet.
Just before we rolled the camera, you were talking about the clutch. It is so light.
Yeah, hardly any effort. You know, this comes with the clutch assist and the slipper clutch. But hardly had to use it at all. Like, I mean, I didn't even feel it was there.
Yeah.
It worked really well.
Yeah. Under speed, the suspension, the way it's set up, it's definitely a street setup. What did you think of the suspension and handling?
Really, really good. I was surprised, and I mentioned earlier, you know, just getting on the stock bike and riding, how smooth it was. I hit a couple potholes, not on purpose today, but could barely feel them. It rode really well, and it's got a really comfortable seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
What sort of impressed you the most? What surprised you the most?
I think just how easy it was to ride, you know, when you're not quite sure what to expect and stuff. And very first time I've ridden this bike, get on it, how comfortable it was, how easy it was to ride. And the one thing that really impressed me is there was no vibration in the handlebars at all. Really comfortable, you know, sort of feeling. And I'm like, this is effortless.
Yeah.
You know, I could ride this all day and it not be an issue at all.
Anything that you would change or anything that disappointed you?
I sort of tried to think of something that maybe, but no, there wasn't. There wasn't anything that I could, that I would kind of say, well, no, I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
There was none of that at all on this bike.
Oh man, I'd say it's too quiet.
Yeah.
I'd want to put a pipe on it.
Well, I was talking with the other rider earlier about that, and we both noticed, you know, and looked down on the exhaust and stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. I know that's what sport bikes are like, but almost a little too quiet. The only thing I heard was the wind through my helmet today, and I'm like, sometimes it's nice to hear a little bit more the noise of the bike.
Yeah. So who is this bike designed for? Who should be looking at this bike?
Well, I think there's 3 really good opportunities for somebody to ride this bike. If you're transitioning from the R3, you know, and obviously the R1 would be too much of a bike for some of those riders.
Yeah.
You know, this only weighs a little bit more than an R3, you know, not a lot of horsepower. So that would be a really good transition for somebody that's already on the R3. And, you know, and with the R6, not being able to get an R6, you know, this is a really good spot for this bike. But also, I could easily see a first-time rider, you know, getting on this bike because it's not crazy horsepower, the torque's not way too high, and it's easy to ride.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us on a chilly spring day, but you did a great job. Thank you,
Not
Chris.
at all. Thank you.
Awesome.